Welcome to the Cenario podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Have you ever had one of those mornings, you've had a full night's sleep, your body feels rested, but your brain just didn't seem to get the memo? That stubborn brain fog where, simple tasks feel like climbing Mount Everest and your motivation has kind of packed its bags and left town?
Yeah, absolutely.
If that sounds like you, then you are really not alone. That feeling of being utterly drained, not physically, but mentally, it's incredibly common. So today we're taking a deep dive into mental fatigue.
Right.
And this isn't just about feeling a bit tired. It's this pervasive state of mental exhaustion that can profoundly impact your daily life, your focus, your relationships, even your physical health.
It really can.
So our mission today is to kind of cut through the noise, explore what mental fatigue truly is, its, often surprising causes, the hidden signs to look out for, and crucially, some actionable strategies for recovery. We're here to give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed on this vital topic, drawing directly from the sources you've shared. So let's get into it. We toss around the word tired pretty freely, right?
We do.
But what's the real difference with mental fatigue?
Well, it's a really essential distinction to make. Mental fatigue isn't just about physical exhaustion. It's a specific state where your brain is genuinely overworked and underrested. You might have all the physical energy in the world, theoretically, but your mind feels sluggish, unable to focus, or you're experiencing that classic brain fog.
That fog.
Yeah, the feeling like your thoughts are sort of moving through treacle. It's the direct result of your cognitive resources just being depleted.
Okay, so it's less I ran a marathon and more like I fought a marathon with all that mental heavy lifting involved.
Precisely. Yeah, exactly. It typically arises from things like prolonged stress, constant overstimulation, which is everywhere now, or just extended periods of complex cognitive tasks. And what's particularly interesting, I think, is that this isn't just a mental state. It actually impacts your entire system.
How so?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, chronic mental fatigue can start to manifest physically. You might see headaches, persistent muscle tension, even digestive issues popping up. And over time, it can even lead to a lowered immune response. Your brain is a physical organ, remember? And when it's exhausted, the rest of your body definitely feels it too.
Wow. That really drives home that mental fatigue is it's an overworked brain, totally distinct from just physical tiredness, and it has these far-reaching physiological impacts. So this leads to a crucial question then. How do we actually recognize it in ourselves? 'Cause, it can easily feel like just a bad day.
Right.
What are the maybe more subtle indicators we might be overlooking?
Recognizing these signs early as well, it's your first line of defense against full-blown burnout. And the source material really highlights how pervasive these symptoms can be, often creeping into various aspects of life almost unnoticed. So on the mental and emotional front, beyond the obvious brain fog we mentioned, you might notice a distinct drop in motivation. Even simple, everyday tasks start to feel monumental.
Yeah, getting started is the hardest part sometimes.
Exactly. There's often increased irritability where, small annoyances trigger a completely outsized reaction. Or just a general emotional exhaustion, feeling drained, or even kind of numb. Unexplained anxiety or mood swings are also pretty common signs.
I think many of us have felt that irritability. It's like your patient's battery just runs completely flat without any warning.
That's a great way to put it. And then there are the physical signs, which honestly many people don't immediately link back to mental exhaustion.
Like what?
Think about persistent tiredness. Even after what seems like enough sleep, you wake up feeling just as drained. Or frequent headaches, maybe unexplained muscle tension in your neck and shoulders, or restless, unrefreshing sleep despite being in bed for hours. You might just notice a general lack of energy or even find yourself getting sick more often.
Getting sick more?
Yeah, a weakened immune system. It's often a direct effect of that prolonged stress on your body.
It's powerful to think about how interconnected it all is. That lingering cold you can't shake might actually be a red flag from your overworked brain.
Indeed, it could be. And finally, there are the behavioral shifts. You might experience significant cognitive difficulties, like trouble processing new information, making decisions, or remembering details you normally would.
Okay.
There's often increased procrastination, maybe a tendency to withdraw from social interactions you'd usually enjoy, and sometimes a noticeable decline in work performance, things like missed deadlines, forgetfulness, or just an increase in simple errors. What I often find listeners maybe miss is how these subtle changes, like those increased mistakes or the physical symptoms, aren't just isolated incidents. They can be clear indicators that your brain is under pretty severe strain.
That's a really comprehensive and, frankly, a bit alarming list because it feels so pervasive.
It can be.
Now, this next point really sheds light on why we're seeing this more often. Our source highlights that mental fatigue seems to be on the rise. Why now? What's driving this surge in a way we haven't really seen before?
Yeah, that's a huge question. If we kind of zoom out a bit, it's pretty clear that our modern, hyper-connected lifestyles are a major contributor. The lines between work, personal life, and even rest have blurred significantly, haven't they? Particularly post-pandemic for many people.
Definitely. Always on.
Exactly. We're constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, information streams. It keeps our brains in this perpetual state of hyper-alertness. We're always on, always processing, always available, which means our brains rarely get the chance to truly power down and reset.
So it's not just a feeling of being busy, it's like a constant demand on our cognitive resources, almost like a low-level continuous threat signal.
That's a good way to think about it.
And that's where the body's stress response comes in, right? Cortisol and all that.
Absolutely. This continuous pressure triggers your body's stress response system, releasing hormones like cortisol. Now, cortisol is essential for short-term alertness, but chronic elevation of it, that actually damages critical brain areas.
Damages them.
Yeah, areas responsible for memory, attention, and emotional regulation. This isn't just about feeling stressed. It's a physiological response that over time literally compromises your brain's structure and function.
Yeah.
And this is why mental fatigue can so profoundly affect not just your output at work, but also your personal relationships and your overall physical health. It was really a systemic issue rooted in the demands of our modern digital environment.
Okay, so our modern world is effectively setting the stage for this chronic brain drain. That leads us to dig a bit deeper. What are the specific direct triggers that cause mental fatigue to build up? Our source outlines several common culprits, and some of these mechanisms might surprise you.
Yeah, mental fatigue rarely strikes overnight. It's more of an insidious buildup from ongoing mental, emotional, and sometimes physical demands. A primary contributor, of course, is chronic stress. Beyond just making you feel stressed, constant exposure to emotional pressure, financial worries, or work-related strain keeps your brain in that high alert state we talked about. And this sustained release of cortisol, as we mentioned, actively disrupts your sleep patterns, it reduces your ability to focus, it diminishes your frustration and tolerance, making you snappier, and it even weakens your immune system. It's like a slow, steady drain on your cognitive and emotional reserves.
So it's like a persistent drip, drip, drip that eventually just empties the well.
Exactly. A perfect analogy. Then there's work overload and decision fatigue. Many of us juggle far too many tasks or make endless decisions. Daily professionals, caregivers, students, you name it. Decision fatigue occurs not just from the big choices, but from the sheer volume of choices, even the trivial ones, like what to wear, what to eat. Each decision, no matter how small, consumes precious cognitive fuel from your brain's prefrontal cortex. When that fuel runs low, it leads to low motivation, increased irritability, and a greater likelihood of making mistakes.
That's fascinating. So it's not just about the difficulty of the decisions, but the number of them. That explains why I sometimes feel utterly spent after a day of just running trivial errands.
Precisely. It's the cumulative effect. And we also can't overlook life transitions and emotional strain. Major life changes, whether they seem positive or negative, demand immense mental bandwidth. Think about caring for a sick family member, navigating a breakup, grieving a loss, or even the excitement and stress of moving house or starting a new career.
Yeah, those are big ones.
They are emotionally heavy periods that require constant problem solving, emotional regulation, and adapting to new circumstances, all significantly adding to your brain's workload.
These are pretty universal experiences, so it makes sense that mental fatigue can affect so many of us at different times.
Absolutely. And finally, something often overlooked. Poor lifestyle habits. These can be real saboteurs. Your physical well-being is intrinsically linked to your mental energy.
Okay, like what specifically?
Well, first, lack of physical activity. Beyond just feeling sluggish, inactivity actually reduces the production of something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Yeah, it's crucial for brain health, memory, and mood regulation. So moving your body isn't just about burning calories. It's literally about feeding your brain the neurochemicals it needs to stay resilient. Then, sleep deprivation. We touched on this, but during deep sleep, Your brain's lymphatic system performs a vital cleanup process, flushing out metabolic waste products that accumulate during the day.
Like taking out the trash.
Exactly. Chronic poor sleep means this essential detoxification doesn't happen effectively, leading to cognitive impairment and making mental fatigue much worse. Also, dehydration. Even mild dehydration can actually shrink brain tissue temporarily, affecting neural pathways and leading to impaired memory, focus, and decision-making. Your brain is mostly water, after all.
Simple but crucial.
Very. And finally, an unbalanced diet. This is a subtle one. A diet high in processed sugars and unhealthy fats can disrupt your gut microbiome.
The gut-brain connection.
Precisely. We now understand the gut plays a significant role in mood and cognitive function via the gut-brain axis. It's not just about blood sugar spikes and crashes, it's about potential long-term brain inflammation and neurotransmitter balance.
Wow. It really does sound like a perfect storm where several of these can combine.
Yeah.
And what's really striking is how many everyday habits we might assume are benign are actually sort of silently draining our cognitive reserves.
It's a powerful reminder that everything is connected, isn't it? So if these are the causes, then how do we actively combat it? How do we fight back?
Right. What can we do?
Well, our source material highlights the critical role of what we put into our bodies and how we truly effectively rest. Let's maybe start with nutrition's role. Your brain is this high-performance organ, and it demands specific nutrients to function optimally. So things like key nutrients, omega-3 fatty acids, for instance, are literally the building blocks for healthy brain cells, and they're crucial for neurotransmitter function. B vitamins are essential cofactors in energy conversion and making neurotransmitters, directly impacting your mood and motivation. And things like adaptogens, ashwagandha, rhodiola, they're fascinating. They don't just stimulate, they help your body adapt to and resist physical, chemical, and biological stressors. They promote balance in your stress response system.
Okay.
Plus, magnesium, vitamin D, L-theanine, they all play key roles in relaxation, mood regulation, and supporting cognitive performance.
So it's less about grabbing that quick sugar fix for energy and more about targeted foundational support for the brain. No instant magic pills then, huh?
Precisely. Energy drinks might offer a fleeting boost, but they often lead to deeper crashes and can actually worsen the cycle of mental fatigue long term. High-quality, targeted supplementation, maybe when personalized based on needs, can support long-term mental clarity and resilience by providing the raw materials your brain truly needs without those artificial spikes and drops.
Makes sense. What about hydration?
Right, hydration's role. As we touched on, your brain is about 75% water. Even slight dehydration, like a 1–2% drop in body weight, can significantly impact cognitive function. It can cause brain fog, poor concentration, low energy. Simply drinking enough water throughout the day is huge. And maybe considering electrolyte supplements if you're under a lot of stress or physically active, that can restore balance pretty quickly.
Such a basic thing, but easy to forget.
So easy. And, of course, sleep and recovery. This isn't just about closing your eyes for 8 hours. Quality sleep is absolutely vital. During deep sleep stages, your brain is actively working. It's performing those essential cleanup processes, consolidating memories, restoring energy levels at a cellular level.
That glymphatic system again.
Exactly. Poor sleep, on the other hand, actively increases stress hormones like cortisol, which directly impair your ability to focus, regulate emotions, and perform complex tasks the next day. Sleep is truly when your brain repairs itself.
So recovery isn't just about passive rest. It's about actively supporting your brain through nutrient-rich foods, proper hydration, and really prioritizing that deep restorative sleep. It's truly foundational for mental well-being.
Absolutely fundamental.
Okay, so we know what it is. We have a handle on why it's happening and what our brain fundamentally needs to function well. Now, for the most important part, I think, what do we actually do about it? Our source gives us a holistic, kind of multifaceted approach for managing and recovering from mental fatigue. Where do we start?
Right. Recovery requires consistent effort and, as you said, a multi-pronged approach. It's about building a sustainable path back to wellness. Let's start with some crucial lifestyle adjustments. First, and maybe most importantly today, set clear boundaries. With those lines blurring between work and personal life, especially if you work remotely, you must define your work hours. And crucially,
Turn off the notifications.
yes, turn off notifications. Disconnect from work-related apps outside those hours. Allow your brain to genuinely disengage and recharge. It needs that downtime. Second, prioritize and simplify. Trying to do too many things at once is just a huge energy drain. Break large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, and really try to avoid multitasking.
It feels efficient, But it's not.
Studies show it actually reduces efficiency and dramatically increases cognitive fatigue. Focus on one task at a time to conserve that precious mental fuel. Third, take short, frequent breaks. Even just 5 to 10 minutes away from your screen every hour or so can make a huge difference. Stand up, stretch, look out a window.
Micro breaks.
Exactly. These micro breaks help prevent decision fatigue from accumulating throughout the day. Fourth, incorporate physical activity. We talked about BDNF.
Right, feeding the brain.
Yeah. Exercise boosts endorphins, increases blood flow to the brain, bringing more oxygen and nutrients, and directly elevates mood and energy. Even a brisk 20-minute walk can significantly reduce mental exhaustion. Fifth, try to limit screen time and information overload. That endless scrolling, the constant news updates, multitasking between apps, it just bombards and overwhelms your brain.
Definitely feel that sometimes.
So schedule some tech-free periods, especially before bed. It helps reduce that overstimulation and allows your mind to quiet down naturally. And finally, maybe start practicing mindfulness. Techniques like deep breathing, guided meditation, even just journaling your thoughts. These are incredibly powerful. They help calm your nervous system, lower cortisol levels, and help you become more attuned to your own stress triggers. These practices are proven to improve emotional regulation and build mental resilience over time.
That's a fantastic framework for making those consistent long-term changes. But what about those days when you're already feeling completely wiped? You're in the thick of it. Are there any quick circuit breakers we can pull?
Yeah, that's a great question. For those really overwhelming days, our source offers some excellent quick relief tips. Simple things, but effective. Stay hydrated, keep that water bottle nearby, and sip it. Move your body. Even a quick stretch or a walk around the block can instantly stimulate blood flow and provide a mental refresh. Get some sunlight and fresh air if you can, even for just a few minutes. It helps regulate your circadian rhythm and boosts mood. And try like a 5-minute mindfulness exercise. Close your eyes, take a few deep, slow breaths, or use a quick guided meditation app. It can really shift your mental state quite quickly.
Simple, but effective. I like that.
They really are.
Okay, these are practical, actionable steps anyone can try. But sometimes maybe those changes aren't enough, or the fatigue feels just too deep, too persistent. When should someone consider maybe reaching out for professional help?
That's a really critical question. If the mental fatigue persists for several weeks, despite trying these strategies, or if it significantly impacts your ability to manage daily activities, work, relationships, basic self-care, or if you notice symptoms overlapping with conditions like clinical depression or perhaps chronic fatigue syndrome, it's definitely time to seek professional support.
Who would you talk to?
A therapist, a counselor, maybe a coach specializing in burnout. They can help you uncover underlying causes you might not see yourself. They can offer tailored coping strategies and provide tools for managing anxiety or burnout effectively. It's really important to differentiate mental fatigue from other potential health issues, and getting professional guidance ensures you're addressing the right problem with the most effective approach for a sustainable path back to wellness. Don't try to diagnose yourself if it's severe or prolonged.
That's really sound advice. So, recovery from mental fatigue is an active process. It involves implementing these small, consistent changes, using those quick relief strategies when needed, and crucially, knowing when to seek professional guidance for a truly sustainable path forward.
Exactly. It's about being proactive and recognizing that your brain's health is just as important, if not more so sometimes, as your physical body's health.
And there you have it. Mental fatigue is clearly more than just feeling tired. It's a real pervasive challenge impacting your focus, your health, and your relationships. But the good news, as we've explored today, is that you are not stuck.
Absolutely. With awareness of what it is, why it happens, and what signs to look for, coupled with those mindful lifestyle adjustments and seeking support when you need it, regaining your energy, your mental clarity, and that sense of balance is entirely possible.
Your mind really does deserve the same care and attention as your body. So here's maybe a provocative thought for you to carry forward from our deep dive today. What's one small, consistent step you can take starting today, maybe even right now, to prioritize your brain's well-being and begin your journey towards mental clarity? Consider that as you go about your day. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.